Hey guys, welcome back. What we're going to be looking at today is we're going to be looking at a fairly simple, well, two versions, a simple and a more complex score system. I'm going to do this in about 3 videos. One's going to be the initial setup, and then there's going to be 2 separate videos for which score system you want to pick, essentially. So let's get cracking with the initial setup. So to have a score system, we need to think about where that's going to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my canvas, I'm going to go to the UI, and I'm going to add some text. All this text is going to be I'm going to call it score, and we can see it just here. I'm going to change the font color to white, and I may even change the font size to about 18 for the time being. Using our anchor positions from before, if you double click on here, you can see that we've got our canvas. Obviously it looks a little bit weird because of the fact that I've got this split screen situation, but that gets fixed with anchors anyway. I am just going to move this to the top left hand corner, so I'm looking at about 0.3 to 1 and 0.9. So I'm just going to leave this up in the top corner, position it kind of where I want it, so I'm going to have it just up there. But what I'm also going to do is I'm going to duplicate that. So clicking on here, Control and D, duplicate that. This is going to be my high score. So there'll be a score on the left, and I'm thinking a high score on the right, which should work. So if I put this at 0.9 to 0.7, and I zero out my values up there, you'll see we've got that one there, that one there. So far, so good. You can see I'm in my scripts folder down here. I'm going to right click, I'm going to create a new C# script. I'm going to call this score system. So we've got that in there. I'm also going to add to this scene a empty game object. There we go, that's my phone. I call this score system as well. And I am going to attach this onto there. And just to make life a little bit easier, I'm also going to go into my prefabs folder, and I'm going to drag that into there so that whichever scene I make, so for the Flappy Bird situation, I could have 3 different levels at 3 different difficulties, all that are going to require this score system. So now that we've got a prefab for it, we can drag it into whatever, and all the changes that we make are still going to be there and present. So we have our text there and there. We have our score system set up here. We've got the script in our scripts folder for our score system. Obviously ignore the rest of what's going on in here because I've got all the different spawn systems that we've put in, my UI system, all that kind of funky stuff. We'll get onto that later on. As I say, the next video is up to you. One of the score systems will, they'll both do the same thing in a sense, but one of them will allow you to pick up things or have different values for different things that you run into. So if just to show an example, if I go into my spawner and I set, actually I'll set the gold spawner because that's more relevant. So the more advanced spawn system that we covered, and I go in and I play through this, and obviously we've got different colours. So what I'm thinking is the second score system, the more difficult one, if I'm any good at this. Obviously they're set to dangers at the minute, but I could technically have different values for different elements on here. I really need to balance this game out. But the red ones could be worth 1, the blue ones 5, the green ones 10, and so on and so forth. So that's what the second score system will do. The first one will just have everything as the same value. So if you think about Flappy Bird, the way that works is you have dangers at the top and the bottom, and then there is an invisible collision system in the middle that when you hit that invisible collision system, proving that you've passed between the 2 pipes, it gives you a score. But it only ever gives you 1. You never gain any more than that. But that's how that score system works. So that'll be the score system 1. Score system 2 will be down to different levels of score and whether you're picking up bonus objects, all that kind of fun stuff. So now that's the simple setup done. We've got our text in, we've got our score system prefab and script made. The next video is essentially up to you. So yeah, let me know what you think.